Welcome to Stoic 7. In today's video, we'll explore 10 Stoic principles that can help you develop a resilient mindset, so nothing can affect you. These principles, rooted in the teachings of the Stoics like Epictetus, will empower you to face life's challenges with strength and clarity. Let's dive in. 1. Recognize what is within your control. The first Stoic principle is perhaps the most liberating. Recognize what is within your control. One of the most important lessons Epictetus teaches is that we often waste our energy and time trying to control things that are entirely outside of our influence. We cannot control the actions of others, the events that unfold in our lives, or the outcomes of situations. What we can control, however, is our own response to these external factors. When we focus on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our attitudes, everything else becomes less of a concern. It's crucial to let go of the desire to manipulate circumstances beyond our power. By accepting that some things are beyond our reach, we free ourselves from the anxiety that arises from attempting the impossible. Think about how much energy you've spent in trying to control situations or people. Imagine redirecting that energy toward your internal responses. What would happen if, instead of trying to control everything around you, you simply focused on how you responded to those things? It's a powerful shift, one that will bring you inner peace and resilience. Recognizing what's within your control isn't just a mindset, it's a call to action. It encourages you to focus on your personal growth, your decisions, and your ability to stay true to your values in the face of external forces. And when you master this, you'll find that nothing can affect you in a negative way. Embrace adversity as opportunity. The second principle is about embracing adversity as an opportunity. In the Stoic worldview, hardships and difficulties are not something to avoid, but rather, they are essential to our growth. Life will inevitably throw challenges at us, but instead of seeing these challenges as obstacles, Stoicism teaches us to view them as opportunities to develop resilience and strength. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is a powerful reminder that the external circumstances we face don't define us. Our responses to them do. When we encounter adversity, instead of shrinking away, we should ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me a better person? Adversity is the crucible in which we test our character. It's easy to be virtuous when things are going well, but it's in times of hardship that our true character is revealed. When faced with difficulties, don't let yourself be consumed by frustration or despair. Instead, see every challenge as an opportunity to practice patience, perseverance, and wisdom. You have the power to choose how you respond. Every setback is a chance to refine your virtues, grow stronger, and become more capable of facing future challenges with grace. The Stoics believe that life's greatest lessons often come through adversity, so welcome it with open arms. Practice mindful detachment. Next, we'll talk about practicing mindful detachment. In today's world, we're constantly surrounded by distractions and temptations. We often attach ourselves to external things, whether it's material possessions, achievements, or the approval of others. But the Stoics teach us that true peace comes when we detach ourselves from these things and learn to find contentment within. Epictetus taught that while it's natural to enjoy the comforts and pleasures of life, we should never rely on them for our happiness. Our happiness, he said, should come from within, not from the outside world. The more we attach ourselves to things that are temporary and fleeting, the more vulnerable we become to disappointment and suffering. By practicing mindful detachment, we start to shift our focus from what we lack to what we already have. Detachment doesn't mean abandoning all desire or withdrawing from the world. It means recognizing that our happiness should not be dependent on external circumstances. It means cultivating a sense of peace and fulfillment that remains unchanged, regardless of what happens in the outside world. Take a moment to reflect on the things you are most attached to. Are these things helping you grow, Or are they simply a source of fleeting pleasure? By letting go of the need for constant external validation and material accumulation, you open yourself up to a deeper sense of satisfaction and inner peace. 4. Cultivate inner virtue. The fourth principle is about cultivating inner virtue. Stoicism places a great emphasis on virtue as the highest good. Virtue is the foundation upon which a truly flourishing life is built. In the Stoic worldview, the four cardinal virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, are the essential qualities that guide us toward living a life of purpose and meaning. Virtue is not something that happens by chance. It requires deliberate effort and practice. Every day, we have the opportunity to act in ways that reflect our core values. Wisdom is the ability to make sound decisions based on reason. Courage is the willingness to face fear and adversity with strength. Justice is the commitment to doing what is right, even when it's difficult. And temperance is the practice of moderation and self-control in all aspects of life. When we prioritize these virtues over the pursuit of external success or fleeting pleasure, we align ourselves with the Stoic ideal of living in harmony with nature and reason. The more we cultivate virtue, the more we become the best version of ourselves. Take a moment to reflect on these virtues. Are you living according to them? How can you incorporate them into your daily actions? Every small act of virtue strengthens your character and brings you closer to a life of true fulfillment. Accept the natural course of events. The fifth principle is about accepting the natural course of events. Life is constantly changing, and many things are beyond our control. The Stoics understood that resisting the natural flow of life only leads to frustration and suffering. Instead, they encouraged us to accept the world as it is and adapt to whatever comes our way. Epictetus famously said, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do." This is a powerful reminder that life is full of uncertainties, and we cannot always predict what will happen. But by accepting the natural course of events, we free ourselves from unnecessary worry and frustration. When we resist the inevitable, we only create more suffering for ourselves. Instead, we should practice accepting whatever comes our way, understanding that every event, whether it seems good or bad, is part of the natural order of the universe. By accepting life as it unfolds, we cultivate resilience and inner peace. Reflect on the events in your life that have caused you stress or frustration. How much of that frustration came from resisting what was out of your control? By shifting your mindset and accepting the flow of life, you'll find it much easier to navigate life's ups and downs with equanimity. Reflect regularly. The sixth principle is the practice of regular reflection. Stoics believed that self-examination was essential to personal growth. Epictetus encouraged his students to engage in regular reflection, asking themselves, "What did I do well today? What could I have done better? How can I improve tomorrow?" Regular reflection allows us to identify patterns in our behavior, recognize areas for improvement, and align our actions with our values. It's not enough to simply go through life passively. We must actively engage in the process of self-improvement. By reflecting on our experiences, we gain insight into our character and our progress on the path to virtue. Take time each day to reflect on your thoughts, actions, and decisions. What did you learn today? How did you handle difficult situations? By making reflection a habit, you'll continuously improve and move closer to becoming the person you want to be. Maintain perspective. The seventh principle is maintaining perspective. Life can sometimes feel overwhelming, and it's easy to get caught up in our emotions or the immediacy of our problems. But Stoics remind us that, in the grand scheme of things, many of our daily concerns are fleeting and insignificant. Epictetus often urged his followers to keep a broader perspective on life, to step back and see the bigger picture. When faced with adversity, ask yourself, will this matter? In a year, in 5 years, in 10 years. Often when we put our problems in perspective, we realize that they are not as catastrophic as they seem. This principle helps us maintain emotional balance and reduce unnecessary stress. By keeping things in perspective, we avoid getting swept up in the turbulence of daily life. It's about understanding that life is transient and that most things are temporary. Take a moment to reflect on your current challenges. How significant are they in the larger context of your life? By stepping back and seeing the bigger picture, you can approach challenges with a calmer, more measured mindset. Practice gratitude. The eighth principle is the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful Stoic tool for cultivating happiness and contentment. Epictetus believed that focusing on what we have, rather than what we lack, is the key to a fulfilling life. In a world that constantly encourages us to desire more, it's easy to overlook the blessings we already have. Stoicism teaches us to regularly pause and reflect on the things we are grateful for: our health, our relationships, the beauty of nature, and the simple pleasures of life. By practicing gratitude, we shift our focus away from dissatisfaction and toward appreciation. Take time each day to acknowledge the things you are grateful for. By cultivating gratitude, you'll find that your life becomes richer and more fulfilling, regardless of what you may or may not have. Develop self-discipline. The ninth principle is the development of self-discipline. Self-discipline is at the core of Stoic practice. It's about taking control of our desires and impulses and making choices that align with our long-term goals and values. In the face of temptation, a Stoic practices restraint and chooses what is best for their future well-being. Self-discipline is not about suppression or denial. It's about making deliberate choices that support our growth and happiness. Whether it's resisting the urge for immediate gratification or staying focused on our goals, self-discipline helps us stay on track, even when it's difficult. Reflect on areas in your life where self-discipline is needed. Are there habits or temptations that hold you back? By strengthening your self-discipline, you'll be able to make choices that lead to a more purposeful and rewarding life. Live in accordance with nature. Finally, the 10th principle is to live in accordance with nature. Stoicism teaches that we should align our actions with the natural world and with our rational nature as human beings. This means living a life of virtue, wisdom, and reason, and accepting the natural rhythms of life. To live in accordance with nature means embracing your role in the world and recognizing the interconnectedness of all things. It means acting in harmony with the laws of nature and with the rational capacities that we possess as human beings. Reflect on how you can live more in alignment with nature. How can you act with greater wisdom, compassion, and balance? By living according to these natural principles, you'll find that your life becomes more meaningful and purposeful. Thank you for watching. I hope these 10 Stoic principles have provided you with valuable insights that you can apply to your own life. Remember, Stoicism is not about perfection, it's about progress. By incorporating these principles into your daily life, you'll become more resilient, more at peace, and better equipped to navigate life's challenges. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom here at Stoic 7. Stay strong, stay calm, and keep practicing Stoicism.